Let's get into the good stuff. Last week I had an exchange online with Stephen A, where he was vocal about what he thought I needed to do, and he also said some other things. So let's let's watch it.
That Jason Tatum hasn't appeared on Jaylen Brown's program.
Okay.
You know where Jason Tatum was? Right here on First Take.
Let's pause right there. What type of journalism is this? Jason Tatum hasn't been on my stream, and this is what we're talking about on First Take. What if JT just don't like being somewhere in an uncontrolled environment? Why are you doing journalism on me having guests on my stream? And this is a part of the reason why I started streaming. This is a part of the reason why people use the term clown and it synchronizes with someone like Stephen A. Smith. Because this is what you're using your platform for. What are you talking about? Let's continue.
Jason Tatum. So in other words, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum showed up on First Take before he showed up on your dance show.
What does that have to do with anything? What? This is journalism? This is why I started streaming, chat. What does that have to do with basketball? What does that have to do with performance? What does that have to do with anything relative to like the game? You know what I mean? It doesn't. And this is where, why people call him out, because he uses his platform and his nature. And his nature can be, this causes issues.
All right, y'all, let's talk about this real quick. Jaylen Brown clapping at Stephen A. Smith, man. And he been getting a lot of smoke lately, man. He been getting a lot of smoke lately from like a lot of these basketball players. A lot of people don't like him. You know what I'm saying? It's stemming back from long time ago, man. Like Kwame Brown, like stuff he said about him. Of course, we know LeBron. He stepped to him recently. Now you got Jaylen Brown. He clapping at him for what he said about him, about you up 3-1, and you let that game slip away from you, that series slip away from you. And he said, Jaylen Brown, no, that year was his best year. He said, Stephen A. Smith said, like, yo, how can you say that, man? Y'all y'all pretty much had a gentleman's sweep, bro. Y'all should have won that series. And Philly got demolished by the New York Knicks on top of that. And it was y'all fault. I posted about this. It was y'all fault. Jaylen wanted to come out. He wanted to blame the referees and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even about the referees, man. Y'all shot terrible from 3-point range. And y'all just kept on jacking the shots up over and over and over and over again. Y'all literally attempted almost 53s. Literally 53s. But y'all, I want y'all to check this out, man. Listen to what Jaylen Brown had to say about Stephen A. Smith, man. Like, he dropping F-bombs. Like, bang, 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 as soon as it come on. I'm like, G, y'all check it out.
And then this is stuff that just flying over your head. You think nobody notices that hasn't happened? You're saying it's the year that Jason Tatum was down with an Achilles tear is your favorite year? The year that Jason Tatum had to sit out, this closeout game 7 because of the injury incurred in game 6. That's your favorite year? The year that you lose 3-1. Of all the stars in the history of the Boston Celtics, you the only one because you were driving a bus. Ain't nobody pointing to Jason Tatum. He was sitting.
Right.
He was sitting. He was in street clothes. You the only one. The only star in the history of the Boston Celtics that ever lost a 3-1 lead and surrendered it, and that's your favorite year. Why? Because you and your teammates developed better chemistry and camaraderie? You understand what I'm saying? Because you overcame adversity?
See, this is where I gotta pause again. See, this is a narrative that he's creating. This is in journalism. This is him making his own opinion and formalizing it about what I had to say on his platform. And this is why, respectfully, a lot of people say, fuck Stephen A. Because this is the type of stuff he does, and then he doesn't recognize it. But he's creating a narrative saying that the reason why I'm saying that I had my favorite seasons is because selfishly I had a best performing year. Not the fact that we outproved expectations, not the fact that everybody expected us to be nothing and we had to fight and we showed up and we competed every single day and we had to fight for every victory. Not the joy of watching our teammates grow, or not the joy of watching guys who are unproven start to solidify themselves as well through leadership, through chemistry. Like, he maybe not doesn't understand that because maybe he's never had to fight for nothing in his life. Maybe anytime adversity is hit, he's rolled over or he's gave in. So he thinks it's the same thing as somebody who has little to no expectation and they stood up and they made a name for themselves. He may not understand that concept, and that's why he's pushing his narrative. But once again, this is what Stephen A is using his platform for. Let's see what he finishes with.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, yo, my man went in for about 13 minutes, I believe. I believe it could be like 13 minutes, bro. Like, he went in, man. G, like, man, he touched you that much, bro. He got on your nerves that much. You had to go on your own stream. He said, bro, F the meter, F Stephen A, B, C, and D. Like, my G, like, I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But listen to what Stephen A. Smith said about the journalism. Like, I don't know where he got that from. And a lot of people I've seen on lately on social media is even calling Stephen A. Smith out about him not being a journalist. He's someone that's just on TV. I think y'all got to do your research before y'all start clapping and making false accusations. Check it out.
But speaking of journalism, understand, I'll remind you, I've been a journalist before you were born. So allow me to teach you a thing or two about journalism. Journalists all aspire to become columnists. In this age of YouTube and podcasting, people have forgotten that what you do naturally now, because the platforms are available for you to do it, that wasn't the case when I was coming up in this industry in the mid-90s and beyond. You had to be a beat writer and earn your stripes and work your way up to being a columnist. And even then, when you did it and you were given the license to editorialize and give your opinion, it was earned, it wasn't given. And so when you sit up there and you say, that's not journalism, it actually is, because my position was earned. I've earned I've earned the right to give my opinion based on stuff that's been disseminated out there. I didn't have to do quote unquote reporting, Jaylen, because I was simply taking you at your word because you were on camera on your Twitch account speaking about an issue that you wanted to address, and I was talking about what you put out there. It wasn't some investigated piece that was done in private and all of a sudden you come out with information and disseminate it to the masses. No, I saw you on video doing your own show and I commented about you. That's journalism as well. But from a person who's earned the right to editorialize. First Take's been number one for 14 years. I've been in the media business for over 30. I spent 17 years as a newspaper reporter and a columnist. And I'm a black man who also happens to be a best-selling author, as well as the star for the #1 morning show for the last 14 years, with credentials that span 30 years as a journalist. And because I watched your video, with you saying what you said, 24 hours after getting bounced in the first round and surrendering a 3-1 lead, I get all of that.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, man, it get heavy. It get real heavy. You know what I'm saying? I slightly agree with Stephen A. You know what I'm saying? As far as the case may be about I don't think that's something that you should have said. You know what I'm saying? And I get it because this was your solo year. You did a lot of this without Jason Tatum. You know what I'm saying? You was candidate for MVP, stuff like that. Like most definitely. I mean, I get it, but best season? No, I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all won the championship. You won Eastern Conference MVP. You won Finals MVP. I think that was your best year, even though you didn't play with the USA team, which they, you know what I'm saying, blackballed you out of it. I think this year was your best year. If you had probably won MVP and then y'all won the championship, uh, and then you won back to back Eastern Conference MVP, Finals MVP, and championship. Okay, now you got a case. You feel what I'm saying? But you guys got beat by the 76ers. Y'all let them come back. And I do, I get it, I get it, I get it. Nobody expected y'all to be the number 2 seed. I get it, I understand that. That's all well and done. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had a remarkable year. Y'all weren't supposed to be in the position that y'all was supposed to be in. I get it, I get it, I get it. I just don't think you should have said that. And also, I believe he was trying to say, but I did like the fact that he shunned over the fact that what he was really mad about that you said, Stephen A. Smith, you said Jason Tatum was on your podcast. No, not on your podcast. He was on your show, First Take. That's what he was really mad about, but you kind of shunned over that part. Because he never addressed it, that part. At least I didn't remember him addressing that part. If y'all remember him addressing that part, like put it in the comments, you know what I'm saying? But I don't remember him addressing that part about Jason Tatum being on the show. He felt like that you was trying to clap at him. But you forget, bro, you was on his show, bro. Like okay. Like, is that a big deal? Like, you was on his show too, bro. Like, back when he was talking about all the stuff, like giving you praises and stuff like that. So I don't know, bro. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this, man. Who sorry y'all? Stephen A. Was he stepping out of bounds with this one? Or Jason? I mean, not Jason. Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm saying? He reading too much into this. Y'all let me know.
What happens? What's the remedy? Given all these things you're pointing out, I'm with you. But that's why I brought up the whole trade thing again. What are you going to do about it?
I don't mind. But what I'm saying is the first order of business is that he needs to be quiet and like big.
Let me stop right there. Did he just say I needed to be quiet? Be quiet for who? Man, fuck Stephen A. Stephen A, Stephen B, Stephen C. My offer still stands. You want me to be quiet and stop streaming? Well, I want you to be quiet and get off these networks, because you're not using your platform to do real journalism. You're using your platform to use clickbait. You're using your platform to, let's go back and let's use example A. You talking about JT not coming on my stream, and this is the journalism that you're referring to.
Tatum hasn't appeared on Jaylen Brown's program. You know where Jason Tatum was? Right here on First Take. Jason Tatum. So in other words, Jaylen Brown.
He thought he ate with that one too. Like, right here on First Take. Man, nobody give a damn about no damn First Take. This is the reason why I started streaming in the first place. Did I want to be a streamer? No. But the media has gotten so bad, Chad. The media has gotten so goddamn bad where it's